Let me show you how to make a seasonal basket arrangement like this one. So to make our spring basket, I've got my basic mechanics, and it really is very simple. You've got our basket and we've got a soaked block of Oasis biodegradable floral foam. Now with a basket, just make sure that it's got some kind of plastic lining. The floral foam is obviously wet and you don't want that to leach through onto the wicker or whatever kind of material your basket is made of. So just double check. If you're buying it from a florist supplier, it probably will already have a lining like this. But if not, you can just use, an old carrier bag or something like that just to give it some lining there. Now, kind of annoyingly, this basket is a little bit too small for my block of floral foam. So I am just going to trim the end off. I am using an Oasis knife, but it's just a knife. You can use any old knife to trim your block as you see fit. Now, obviously, that's going to depend on the size of the basket you're using, how much you need to trim. And don't worry about it being a bit ugly. You shouldn't really see any of the foam when we're done. Right, let's give that a go. There we go, that's better. Now, if you wanted to, it depends on the design that you're going to aim for. I'm going to aim for a very upward facing design. If you wanted something that was more spilling over, then you would need some foam to sit higher than the edge of your basket. So you could put perhaps a half block on top here so that you're able to angle in your stems facing down so that they're spilling over the edge. But for me, I'm happy with it sitting below the edge of the basket because I'm just going to do a very upwards faced design. As with any design, I would always suggest that you start with greenery. This just gives you a basic outline and shape, and gives you some guidance on how you then insert all your other stems. I'm using hard ruscus here, and the first decision I need to make is how tall do I want my design to go? Do I want it to fully cover the handle? Do I want it to come up so that it's kind of just touching the handle? I think I'd rather it be kind of just touching. So the great thing with a long stem like ruscus is that you can snip it between the leaves into multiple pieces. Don't be afraid with greenery to strip some of the lower leaves. And now I've got two bits from one bit. So I'm just going to start by giving myself some guidelines for my most upper stems. So I'm going to just place this one right in the middle. And that's the highest I want it to go. I still want to be able to hold that handle even with everything in. Now this piece has got a nice little curve to it, so I'm going to use that to help me mark out my outer edge here. And again, I'm just thinking, what's the limit that I want to go to? I don't want it to spill too far from the edge of the basket there. So because we're working with a natural product, when you have an opportunity like that, where there's a natural curve to a stem, always utilize that opportunity. Right, I'm going to do another piece on this side as my kind of guide. That was a bit shorter, that's okay. Actually, that one's better, isn't it? There we go. And then I'm going to do a guide again facing this way. Now you can begin to see what I mean about the fact I'm going to be very upward facing. If you wanted something to spill over, you would need some higher floral foam in order to insert the stems to the edge of the design. I'm now going to think about these sides here. So I've done one line and then I'm going to think about the edges here. It's the same with any design you do in floral foam. You want to think about your kind of cross section and your outline first to give you a base for everything else. The rest is kind of just fill in the dots. Lovely. So I've given myself an outline, and it's not, perfectly even. I always prefer a more wild design. And I'm literally just going to scatter throughout the rest of it with the rest of my greenery. I always say that you want about 70% of the foam covered by a greenery, and obviously leave a little bit of space for other flowers. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for the greenery for now. As you can see at a quick glance, you can no longer see clearly the floral foam. That's the amount of coverage that you want at this point. If you look closely, you can definitely see it, but at a quick glance, it seems mainly covered. That is a good amount of space to leave before you put your flowers in. Now we're going to insert our flowers. Now people do this in different orders. I like to do one type of flower at a time so that I can evenly disperse them throughout the design, and working in odd numbers is always a good way to go. So I'm going to start with these pink gerbera because they're quite focal flowers and I've got 5 of them, so I'm going to end up doing kind of a cross and then one in the middle somewhere. Now because we have the handle, it's a bit difficult to do it exactly in a cross design, so you're going to end up with 2 outward facing, 2 outward facing, and just kind of play around with the angles a little bit. Also remember to play around with the height. So I did this gerbera quite high, we can do this one quite low. Remember, you can really nestle things in the greenery. Not everything has to be all prominent and in your face. Then we'll do a final one, kind of central. Now, as I've said with the handle, it's a bit impossible to do completely central. Somewhere like that. Next, I've got 3 freesias, and they're already quite open, which is nice because you want a variety of stages of openness. So in a minute, I'm going to put in some hyacinths that are completely closed. So that will make sure that the display lasts a really long time. You've got the freesias to enjoy now, and you'll have the hyacinths to enjoy later. So because I've only got 3 freesias, I'm basically going to do middle, left, and right. And again, varying the heights, having some kind of nestled away and some more prominent. Okay, the next flower I'm going to add are these spray chrysanthemums. Now, as you can see, each spray is quite bulky. That'd be okay in a gift bouquet, but if I put that in one go, it would completely overpower the arrangement. So the great thing with any kind of sprays is that you can separate them out and end up with smaller stems. And with spray chrysanthemums in particular, you can literally just snap them off. So now treat this mini stem as if it was your main flower head. Strip the stem. Might have to say goodbye to a few of the little flowers. And that is much more in keeping with the scale of the design. So that's what I'm going to pop in next. And when you're doing this method, you'll be surprised how far just one single stem is going to go. Don't forget also to keep turning your basket around so you can see it from all angles. This kind of arrangement is probably going to get put on like a coffee table or something like that, where it will be viewed from lots of angles. Don't forget as well about the very bottom of the design, because often this kind of thing, you might, when you're making it, look at it from above, but it might actually be seen from quite low down. If it's, you know, on a dining room table or something right in front of someone's face, they're going to be looking at that right edge of the design as well. So don't forget any little tiny bits can just slot in there as well. So that was one stem of chrysanthemum, and you can see how many little sprays I've got in there. I'm going to do at least one more, but you can see it really goes quite far when you actually break up the spray chrysanthemums. So that's a really good tip if you're making this kind of design commercially rather than just for fun, because obviously you need to think about your costs. So using things, chrysanthemums generally are fairly cheap, but things that you can break up into smaller components go much, much further. I've literally used 2 stems of spray chrysanthemum here, and I've got a good smattering all over the design. So it's really gone very far. Lovely. Right, what else are we going to put in here? Okay, we are going to put in some hyacinths. Now these hyacinths probably are not in the form that you would normally recognize them, because they are not yet open. So they look like kind of weird alien creatures. But each of these will open and you can begin to see that they're going to be pink. You can see the buds beginning to change shape there. If these were more open, I would put more of them in there, but I don't want to put loads in there and the customer be like, what is this? So I'm going to put a couple, but it does give something that is going to open up, which I think is always nice. So with the hyacinths, because their stems are quite thick, but they're also not particularly kind of woody, they're very fleshy stems, I'm actually having to make a little hole in the floral foam for them to go into. So I'm just using the tips of my scissors to just make a little hole, just to help them get a little bit more stable and sturdy in that foam. And again, we're going to work in odd numbers. I'm going to do 3 here as well. This is a bit of a difficulty with any kind of spring stem. Often it's quite fleshy and not very strong. So working with spring bulbs, so hyacinths, daffodils, ranunculus in foam can be a bit difficult. So we've just about got a couple of hyacinths in there. We're going to go in with some ranunculus as well. Now again, these have got a little bit of a fleshy stem, so they might take a little bit of work to get in. But I've gone for a mix of ranunculus. They're a great flower. They often come, you can get them in mixed bunches. So for a design like this, where maybe there's not one particular colour, you want to go for a couple of different things, those are great ones to get. And at this point, you really need to just find your gaps. Where is there maybe a gap where you can still see the foam, or just a gap where there's lots of greenery and not a flower? And just work your stems in there. Coming in some really gorgeous, look at the edge on those petals, really gorgeous. Like I said before, don't forget about the edge. It's really tempting to pile everything in the top, but the edge is also really important. Okay, I'm going to go for some white roses next. I really like these kinds of displays where you can just do a bit of a mix of different things and just see where the mood takes you, really. Be really creative with it. With roses, do just check if there's any kind of damaged, bruised petals on the outside. You can just take those off. Roses are always a good option. Everyone knows what they are, they recognise them. They're considered quite luxurious, so it's always a good thing to include. I'm going to put a little bit of limonium in here. Now this is a great one. I always have it in, really, because it just lasts forever, literally, because you can dry it as well. And it's great for just plugging in little gaps, adding a fun, it's got this kind of frothy texture to it. And kind of like the chrysanthemums, it comes off in little clusters, which you can just snap off and dot around. So it's great for just adding a little bit of fun texture, filling in any little gaps. I really am just checking for any gaps at this point. Give it a bit of a spin. And it's okay if you can see some foam. Like if I really scrutinise, I can see a little bit of foam in there, for example. But people aren't going to be looking for the foam. They're going to be looking at the display as a whole. So as long as when you take a step back, you can see a nice range of different flowers and foliage. there's no big glaringly obvious holes, then you'll be all right. Having said that, I am just going to add, got 2 white gerbers as well, and I feel like they would be a nice, it's a classic bad florist habit of going, yeah, that's the correct number of stems, I need to stop now, and just going, oh, just add 1 more in, 2 more, or 3 more. So I can't even find the foam, and yet I still want to add some in. There we go. So there is a lovely mixed basket arrangement. Now these are great. This one's actually going out as a Mother's Day gift. These are really lovely in the spring, but it'll work any time of year really. And of course you can reuse your vessel and update it as the seasons change. So now you've seen how I've made this arrangement. Hopefully it's fairly straightforward. Just get yourself a good vessel with a plastic lining, some floral foam, and you're away really. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments. And of course, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. See you next time.